guys, same process as ever, with Max on either side. We'll set an embargo partway through till 10 days this evening. Start with Fraser, please.
Hello, Pep. Can you bring us up to date with the injury situation after the international break to start with, please?
Phil had the surgery, so Erling is in recovering. Tomorrow we have the last training session. We're going to see how does he feel. And I think that's all.
What is your feeling? What are your thoughts in terms of how far away Erling might be, and if he's not ready for this game, is it more likely to be for
we'll see
the
this afternoon. The last training at 4 o'clock. We'll see how does he feel.
And obviously it will have come as a bit of a shock for everybody when Phil had his appendix problem. Yeah. How is his recovery? How is he getting along?
But the doctors tell me 2-3 weeks, I think so. So we'll see how his development about his appendicitis surgery.
As far as Liverpool is concerned, this is normally a fixture that brings out the best in the two sides. Do you, as a manager, look forward to seeing that? Do you enjoy the battles that you have with Liverpool?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. We know each other many years, so same managers many years, so one more.
And are you surprised to see how things have been for Liverpool this season? Are you surprised that they seem to be quite inconsistent this year?
Remain an exceptional team. My opinion doesn't change for a season that had up and downs. Every club during one season can have these up and downs.
Pep, do you regard Liverpool as still the biggest rival? They've been with you for so many years, challenging right at the very top, even though they are where they are now. Do you still regard them as the biggest test?
I said before, my opinion about Liverpool remains the same, winning the Champions League or having a season like had up and downs. Nothing changed. Now the biggest rival is another one this season. But whatever happened in the past, this season, in the future, always will be a big rival.
Manchester City could still win the treble this season. There is a realistic chance of that happening, but not many people are talking about it because you're second in the league. Does that suit you? I know you talk a lot about the next game. You don't know what's going to happen in the future, but they are milestones that people talk about.
It's the best approach we can have. Can be bored. The sentence, maybe the highlights would be better if I said the opposite, but the reality is the next game. Otherwise, it cannot happen. And I said many times, when just one team in all history in the Premier League won the treble, comparing, Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, it's because it's so difficult. So that's why we should think about this kind of thing. So we have, this game, after you have a long week, and after we have a tough schedule with many games that happened in the past. But the most important thing, I know didn't give titles, is after many years, right now, still we are fighting for that. We are in all competitions. That is awesome. That is so good. And after we live in the past, we had the tendency to drop. Winning is good. We get confident and we can do it, man. But in a short time it's good. But sustaining for a 10-11 months is so difficult. And still we are there. Of course, in a Premier League, there are a team like is far away from us in terms of points, so we'll see what happens in the next game.
And just on Erling, you've said about you'll see how he feels in training. He's scored 8 goals in his last 2 games. We know how many goals he's scored for you. But I guess with the season being as it is, he's not someone that you would risk. He's either fit or he's not fit. You wouldn't push him to play.
We see today, and at the end the doctors, especially the players, will decide. How does he feel? And yesterday I spoke with him. He feels good, but we will see. We will see what happens. And life is risk in these stages. You have to take it. And we scored a lot of goals this season. He scored incredible goals, but in the past always we scored a lot of goals. We were a team since we are here. And I had the feeling with Roberto Mancini and Pellegrini, always Man City was a team who scored a lot of goals during the season. So with different players, different strikers, different styles of play, I scored a lot of goals. So this is what I tried to do until the end of the season.
Pep, does it surprise you that the amount of criticism that Liverpool are facing this season, or in football you are always as good as your last game?
I don't read much. Well, I could say I'm involved with what the people say about us, but about what the people say about the opponents, I don't pay attention 1 second.
You say that your opinion didn't change on them.
About Liverpool?
Yeah.
No, I said before, no.
Yeah. So are they as dangerous as ever for a single match? Maybe not for the whole season because of some other problems, but for a single match?
Yeah, for one game, absolutely. He can beat everyone, like we can beat everyone. So one game is one game. The question is be consistent. And always Liverpool have been. And this season, I don't know why. So because I'm not there, and honestly, I don't care. So I don't know the reason why. So they have to ask my colleague.
Hi, Pep. Nice to see you. Just one more on Erling, if I may. Obviously, look, we still don't know whether he's going to play this weekend, but does that change your plans going into this? Will there be a plan with him and a plan without him, and does that make preparing for such a difficult opponent more difficult?
No, because the football is the quality of the players. And when you play with the typical players that you need, the tactic is the skills for every player. And Haaland has his skills, and Julian has his own skills, and he gives us one thing, give another one, and play with a false nine, you have another skill. So it depends. We saw the people come back yesterday, most of the players, for international break. We could not do much. Today is a little bit, and yeah, we see today the last assessment, and we decide.
Talk about Phil and Erling potentially not being ready to play, but that's not too bad. Only 2 players from the whole squad. Are you quite happy with where the squad is fitness-wise at the moment, coming into such a tight run of games?
We have an incredible physical trainers, doctors, physios, sports science can control perfectly the players. But in the same time, always we have all season had mainly all the squad always ready. But doing the same, you can have a period that have a lot of injuries, so you don't know. So, but in general, I'm happy to arrive until the end of the season with mainly all the players available. So with this amount of games, with just 11, 12 players, this not happen. Everyone is being involved. Everyone have to be involved, and we'll see what happens.
We know physically, the next month is going to be very tough. So many games, but mentally as well, how difficult is it going to be? So many big games, and also, I suppose, chasing in the Premier League.
When we are 1-2 months until the end of the season, and maybe after 1 week, 10 days, we have 1 month and a half. Mental tired or this kind of thing doesn't exist. So you see the end here close, and everybody knows that we win the game, we are still alive. We lose the game, we will out. And can happen in November, can happen in December, can happen in January, or can happen right now in April, and that is good. That means we have done many, many good things in the good position. But when we arrive in the end, in the semi-cup, FA Cup, the Premier League, the situation that we are in the Champions League at Bayern Munich. So you win, we are alive, we continue, we know. Au revoir. Next season we'll be back.
Set the embargo for 10:30.